rogue on you. I don't mean to.
Speakers are hot because I'm trying to get levels. So the people out there,
okay.
they can hear us now.
Joy of joys.
Hi, people out there.
Hello.
Hello.
So now would not be the time to start singing inappropriate songs, right?
Or
Do
would
it.
be the perfect time. Yeah, it really kind of depends on
They'll
their
never know who it
motivations.
is.
However,
Yeah. How will they tell which one of us it is?
Oh, I can hear it. I should turn that down.
I am about to.
I'm now desperately trying to remember the lyrics to "The Hedgehog Can Never Be Buggered at All."
All right. Well, we are fully live, cameras and everything. So, hello, everybody. My name is ZX, and this here is new to the party on the Welcome to the Party D&D streaming channel. And we are here to present to you our latest chapter of the horrifying atrocities that have been going on for our lovely and dear protagonists. Last time we left you, things were pretty bleak. Things were pretty grim. A series of decisions was made. Some of them good, some of them not so good. But all of them leading us to an outcome, which I suppose really is all that you can ask for. Metzi has apparently also decided to stand on their head.
Not again! Give me a sec while I just move my phone.
There you go. Wait, no.
Yeah, that's better.
Hey!
Hey! Okay.
All right.
Being particular today, I don't like it.
Is it possible for you to disable, like on my phone I can disable whether or not it goes sideways or not?
I think only when it's upright. I don't know if my lock screen works when it's, because you're in landscape at the moment.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
Because otherwise I can't see your lovely faces.
They are lovely.
Portrait mode, I can't see them.
Our faces are quite lovely. So,
Well,
hello to those of you who are out there. There are a few of you currently in the chat at the moment. I'll screw up my thing here just a little bit so I can see who all's been saying hello. Let's see here. I'm seeing Jade right now. So hello,
yeah.
Jade. I have not forgotten your item. It is on the way. And as I said, when it shows up, it'll be a big deal, but I'm not necessarily going to like when it happens, I'm not necessarily going to be like, and this is the secret cursed item that was purchased by, like, it'll probably,
Leech's voice.
yeah, and this is the secret cursed item. It'll probably be a little bit sneakier than that.
We'll see.
So, I am ZX. I am the DM, which means that primarily my job is to inform the players of exactly how inappropriate and grossly lethal the choices are that they have made, and to ask them kindly and politely whether or not that is in fact the grossly lethal choice they would like to continue making, or if they would like to select an alternate, yet still probably grossly lethal path.
Good to know.
Following...
Would you like to phone a friend?
Yes, exactly. When presented... Well, anyway, okay. Following... Let's go clockwise today. So I think typically I go counterclockwise. Today we'll go clockwise, which means that as far as the boxes that those of you out there can see, first off is Leech and Brick in their own little box. Those are two characters who are NPCs with the party. Leech is currently the party's cleric. He is a somewhat reformed little goblin.
Somewhat.
Only somewhat.
And my child.
Yes.
He's a hero.
And has certainly been adopted.
And my budding psychosis.
Yes. And Brick is... We don't know exactly what class he is. He's an ogre, and that's really what he does.
Perhaps we should have a sample of their voices.
Oh.
Yeah. Do the Brick voice. Do the Brick voice.
Well, now I'm all self-conscious and stuff.
Everyone look at
Put him on the
Zed.
Leech is sort of like, he's exactly what you'd expect from a goblin. He's a little bit used car salesman. He kind of talks like this, and he's always a little high-pitched and a little bit nervous. And then,
I love him so much.
and whereas, Brick is more monosyllabic, or at least single word. He's very slow and
He's a good boy. He's not slow.
loud.
He's a good boy.
Oh, you can be both.
I'm trying to teach him numbers. It's not
Poor
going.
Brick is.
Yes,
goes
brick
with
brick
flowers.
counting is very Pratchety. It's very 1, 2,
1, 2,
many, lots.
He is the best herbalist that we have.
He is. That is true. He has actually gained quite a lot of
We need to get him a garden.
skill in flower picking.
Yeah.
Um,
He had one, and
he had
then
one.
bad things happened to it.
yes, it fell down a hole.
Yeah.
Following the clockwise rotation around, we go to Findalar Elbane, played by Wiley Hobbit. Say hello to the people and introduce yourself.
Hello, people. I am a wily hobbit, also known in this game as Findalar Elbane. I am a wood elf ranger. Bit of a loner, outlander background, and I'm kind of the tracker, nature, shooter with arrows guy for the group. And you can catch me here, of course, on Monday nights at 6, and then every other Wednesday I'm DMing a game over on the Castle Mac channel. We're playing the Goodman Games Into the Borderlands, kind of a throwback to my very first D&D experience back in 1980. And I'm
What?
really happy.
That was all the way back in 1904.
1904?
It had to do with a red basic edition box, crayons, and plastic dice. I'll go that far. But so really excited to have another round of New to the Party with the whole party tonight. So we got our illustrious Tabaxi back in the fold. And here we go.
So, next up in the lineup would be Brenly, a.k.a. Cubit, a.k.a. Quibby. Bow, bow, bow,
That's me.
bow.
I play Brenly. She's the human fighter, and I guess her role is that she rushes in and hits things that maybe she shouldn't be hitting, but she does that. You're welcome.
Yes, Brenly is fantastic at making paste out of things that would rather not be made paste of.
She's our pastifier. That's her class.
Kind of pasty. She needs to get some sun. Looking a little pasty.
Oh.
Let me see here. I'm just gonna fix that a little bit. There we go. Now you should all be able to see Brenly a little better. Boop. There we go. All right. Fixing camera stuff. Next up around the clock, rocking around that clock, is Metzi, a.k.a. Shakespeare. Bow, 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 bow. And soon to be, fingers crossed, Puck. That's what I'm hoping for.
Next year that'll be so good. That's what I'm hoping for too.
Ah, me too.
So hello, I'm Shakespeare, and I play the Tabaxi warlock Metzi, who is very grumpy, very fatalistic, and really doesn't want to be here with these very violent people. But he has managed to, swing a pretty sweet job as the school teacher for the local frontier town somehow. Not sure how. He's very worried about this. No one seems to be caring that this giant cat who has decapitated quite a number of people is just looking after small kids now.
But he's so fuzzy.
Fine. Everything is fine.
I am not a qualified teacher. That's pretty much just what's happening in his head.
You are now.
Yeah, I suppose being able to read and write, that's a qualification, right?
That's really most of what I had to do.
You're fluffy.
Oh,
It was like between you or
yeah. Not much of a
Alrighty.
choice. Still not the good choice.
I say it's a grand choice.
Yeah. So long as they don't get too much sticky stuff in my fur, we're good. But that's what prestidigitation is for.
Tis.
Clean cat. Very clean cat.
Dicky Ricky.
Finally, rounding out our clock is Glory, aka Moogs.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? A little tired, ready to go. Let's smash things with holy fire and holy psychic damage.
10 out
And-
of 10 would smash again?
Yes. Wait.
Oh, so many smashy people.
You want to smash? Yeah.
Let me
I had to do it. Maybe
smash.
you forced my hand.
Mhm.
Hopefully, I won't blow up any weapons today.
Yeah, that'd be good. That poor hammer.
It's in a better place now. Millions in shards all over me. I have to pick out the shards eventually, don't I?
I mean, it would probably be useful. Let's see.
Okay.
Why is this not? There we go. Okay. Aha! Okay. I'm just making everybody's boxes fit a little better. While we're doing stuff, I'm tweaking. Okay, so would any of you guys like to recap for the peoples and also for us exactly what all we finished off doing last session and what we're hoping to accomplish this time?
When last we left off, we had saved our mayor from sacrificing himself to a strange undead deity that he was pretty keen on the idea for some reason. That'd be something we have to find out today. Rory's gonna have to grill the rest of the party, being like, or at least Bren, like, where did you go? You were right behind me when I jumped across a 20-foot gap, and then you were
nice.
Yeah, we're
She's gonna have a
definitely gonna have to have some conversations about like just some sort of like debriefing, right? Like,
yeah.
where did you
I
go?
mean,
I have no idea that any of this happened because I was off somewhere else.
You were off in the school.
I
You
was-
looked
I
over
was-
there occasionally. There were some bright lights, Eldritch Blast. So I think, okay, you're fine, whatever.
So-
And maybe
So,
today we can get some toad mounts.
Sticky fur and mucus do not mix. Fur,
How about
mucus,
a giant
ooh.
sparrow mount?
Yeah, birds and cats. That'll work.
It's fine.
So, the only thing that I do want to interject as a sort of a meta comment before we get into the D's and D's is that it is storming here, or beginning to. I know this because my knee hurts, and also because lightning. The lightning was a slightly clearer sign, but
My God.
yes, and
Hi,
God in the
God.
background is chiming with the thunder. Nature brings the lightning.
Little thunder.
She brings the
Little
thunder.
lightning.
Nice.
Thank you, Sean William Scott.
Yes.
So, if something should happen and suddenly the whole stream goes black, I apologize.
We loved you.
Yes. Well, I mean, it won't just be me. We'll all go away.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
you're...
know that we loved you, Twitch.
Yes. So, hopefully we'll be fine. But I promise you, it's nothing you did. It's nothing you did. It's me.
We got put in the naughty box. Just locked away.
Alrighty. So, oh, hey, holy crap. Thank you very much, Encounter Joshua, for the $10 donation.
Oh, wow.
And he's given a huge shout out to Wiley Hobbit. And it reads, "Love for the wiliest Hobbit. He is one of my inspirations, endlessly kind and all around just the best. May the divines shine down upon him for all time." Dude, that's
Love
awesome.
Hobbit.
Happy Hobbit.
We're a big fan of him, too.
He kind of does all the things, so yeah.
Hey, Josh. Y'all need a good podcast to listen to. Josh is a character on the Turncloaks podcast. That's an Encounter roleplay production, and holy cow, just be prepared to rip your face off and
Okay.
stomp on it. And
I like my face.
Well, that-
it'll feel good. It'll
Well,
feel good, I promise.
Hey, Joshua, if you can, if you could please post a link to your podcast, that would be super cool.
Oh, it's good. It's good. D&D 5e live podcast.
Yeah, just go ahead and put it in the chat link. That would be terrific. Thank you. All right, so let's get into it, guys.
As always, if I go off video chat, it's because I'm very far away and my audio is futzing. So I just
Stupid oceans.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And we will hopefully for next game be trying out Zoom, which I think might end up being a bit less resource heavy for Metzi, and it seems like also really helps out for Wiley's microphone. So the only reason why we're not doing that today is because I was in Philadelphia on a work thing for most of last week, and I just didn't have any time to take a look at it. Thank you for posting that link, right? Joshua.
Yeah, you guys will love that. It's good.
So we are going to stick with Discord for today, and then we'll be switching on over to Zoom for next game session, which of course means I will have to redo all my stupid OBS boxes, but fine. Brenly has apparently gone away for a moment. Hopefully that gets sorted out quickly. Yeah, there we go.
Hey.
All right.
I didn't leave.
No, never.
I didn't do anything.
You're not allowed to leave without me.
So, in the meantime...
Bardic, aren't you in the same time zone as Shakes?
Oh, Bob. Hello.
What?
Wait, what
What?
time zone is Bardic in again?
Oh.
Yeah, Bardic's one of my people.
Yeah.
Ah,
On the
okay.
small and mighty isle.
All right.
Josh is one of your people.
Yeah, Throck, I'm never going to like Zoom, but I will happily tolerate it if it does the job. So...
All of the British invasion. Oh, yes.
Just to point out for people...
We're coming for your team.
Oh my god, children. Focus!
Yes, teach.
Oh man, if I wanted to go full teach... Okay, never mind, because I also get off
Sorry.
topic.
Yes, sir.
If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap once. That... Very good, very good. Okay, so... the town, the village, has been torn into tiny, tiny pieces and then sort of put back together. There is still remains of the fountain, by the way. We'll talk about exactly what's in it now in just a little bit. Are you raising your hand? Do you have to go to the bathroom?
Yes, I
Is that
am.
number one?
No, I wanted to ask the feet question again because otherwise I'm going to forget to ask it later.
Okay, so at the end of last game, you guys all leveled, and I believe, or sorry, at the end of not last game, but the game before it, everyone leveled, but Metzi was not with us for last game, so therefore they did not get to work on some of the questions, and so I, being mean, made Metzi save these questions for when we were on the stream, because one of the purposes of this particular show is to focus on the hows and whys and wherefores. Why are we losing people?
Why is everyone disappearing? Was it something I said?
That was very weird.
Everyone just started to disappear like an elimination game.
Okay.
I didn't do it.
I don't know why my Discord keeps crashing. I'm on the exact same everything I always use. Our weather is clear. Fine.
Okay. That was just very strange that both of you dropped
Yeah,
at the
mine
same
locked in,
time.
It
Okay.
just hates me, I think.
If this, I will say this, if this keeps up, then I might have Thrak help me do a midstream shift over to Zoom anyway. So I give it like one more catastrophic moment, and then if that happens, then we'll deal with it. So in the meantime, so I am a very mean person, so I made Metzi wait, because the point is to help new players sort of get a feel for how these things go, new players, new GMs, etc. So, Metzi,
Yes.
Shakespeare, you had questions?
I've already fixed the first question because I got confused by hit dice because the wording didn't make it particularly clear to my tiny little cat brain about whether I was rolling 1 dice or 4 dice because I'm a level 4. We've now answered that question, and I have rolled and added my hit points.
Okay.
The other question I had was that we were allowed to take a feat when we moved up to level 4, and I wanted to take the lucky feat.
Yes.
After Googling
those
this,
feats.
which is after I Googled this, it apparently is a massive issue. So I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to be a problem, and if it was, I have backup.
Okay, so here's where we get into the discussion of the lucky feat. The reason why lucky is controversial is because, well, there are a couple of reasons. But the primary is that it allows a player to have 3 sort of hanging, like free-to-use re-rolls throughout the course of a given story. It's controversial in as much as some people think it's too powerful. Other people actually, and I'm sort of in this camp, don't think it's quite powerful enough. And so allow me to explain my logic. The reason I don't actually think it's equally powerful or as strong as it should be is because there is no clear definition of exactly what a story is, okay? So it is possible that you get 3 rerolls to use over the course of 1 or 2 game sessions. It's also possible that you get 3 rerolls to use over the course of 6 months of gaming. And there's no real, clear delineation between what is or is not a full story. Is that over the entire primary storyline of what we're doing? What if you guys start a sub campaign? Like there's a sub quest that takes you on a tangent, and maybe you go to some other plane for a while. And this is partially a reference to the game I'm in on Saturdays. Like it's difficult sometimes to determine, what a story is. Now, Throck is saying that you regain your expended luck points when you finish a long rest. I feel fairly confident.
That's what I read in the player handbook.
Okay, so let me pull it up so that we can just read the whole thing as a group, and then we'll actually have a little bit of a discussion about it. So 165 to 170 are the pages in your hymnal that feats are on, and so lucky is on page 167 in the player's handbook. So you have inexplicable luck that seems to kick in at just the right moment. You have 3 luck points. Whenever you make an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can spend 1 luck point to roll an additional d20. You can choose to spend 1 of your luck points after you roll the die, but before the outcome is determined. So you roll it, and you're deciding, before I say whether it's failure or success, you can look at the number and go, oh god, no, I don't want, I want to roll a luck point. So you choose which of the d20s is used for the attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. You can also spend 1 luck point when an attack roll is made against you. Roll a d20 and then choose whether the attack uses the attacker's roll or yours. If more than 1 creature spends a luck point to influence the outcome of a roll, the points cancel each other out, no additional dice are rolled. You regain your expended luck points when you finish a long rest. Okay, so that's actually slightly different than the version. So here's the deal, right? I'm very likely familiar with a somewhat more like house-ruled version. And that's why I often will just double-check the book, because, it all changes from group to group. So the other sort of side controversy in all this is the mention of, multiple creatures using, multiple luck points on the same roll. That creates this weird sort of sub-game of, betting luck points in on the roll to try to change the outcome. So it can potentially be a bit of a distraction, or it can turn a game into one where why doesn't everyone take the luck feat, and then everyone is constantly trying to spend luck points all the time. So that is sort of some of the reason why it's a bit of a headache for people. Me personally, I'm okay with it. The only reason why I would recommend caution is because you would be taking this feat instead of raising your charisma score, which is your primary casting stat.
Yeah.
Now, there are other feats that allow you to gain in your charisma and do other stuff as well. For example, I actually just recently, for a different game, reread the actor feat, which is remarkably good depending on the kind of character you're playing. Now, out of curiosity, what is your charisma score?
My charisma, my modifier or my score?
Your actual score.
16.
16. So the actor feat gives you a 1-point bump and some other stuff, but a 1-point bump won't knock you up to the next level of bonuses, right? So you want a 2-point bump, which is what you would get at this level. So the question is this. If you want to take the lucky feat, I'm okay with it, right? But what you're sacrificing, and you should be aware that what you're sacrificing here is an additional point of difficulty on your spell save DCs. So when you cast a spell that requires someone to make a save, they would be 1 point, like the save difficulty for the opponent would be 1 point higher than it would be right now. So, and it doesn't seem like it, but the difference between like a 16 versus a 17 can be a big deal. That's a for instance, right? The other factor is I believe that you have a feat that allows you to include your charisma bonus in your damage on your
warlock on Eldritch Blast.
On Eldritch Blast, and your damage from your Hexblade as well.
Yes. No, that's proficiency bonus.
Well,
on
it's
Hexblade's curse.
Proficiency. No. The actual Hexblade, when you do attacks and damage, you include your charisma into your ability to hit and the extra damage that you do. I'm pretty sure. So that extra bump in your charisma might represent a fairly significant boost of spellcasting effectiveness. Then again, being able to re-roll might make you more consistent. So if you're concerned about missing or failing a lot of saves, then Lucky can help kind of fix that problem. Plus, it is thematically appropriate for your character. Like, it makes sense that your character would have that feat. All of this is a very long-winded way of saying that it's up to you, but that I wanted this discussion to be public so that people kind of can see what goes into this kind of consideration, right? Like, it's not just as simple as I want to do this thing. Yes, you're allowed to do this thing. But also, particularly if you've got newer players, you really want to make sure that they understand all the implications of what they might do beforehand. And yeah, I'm super long-winded. If you give me a chance to wind up, I'll just go.
It's a teacher thing.
It is. It was a me thing before I chose to become a teacher. Choosing to become a teacher partially was based on the fact that I like talking.
Zed-splaining.
What would you... Zed-splaining, oh my god.
Thank you, Riley.
So... Hi.
Dang it.
My god!
So, all of that said, Metzi, what do you think you might want to do? Either way is fine by me.
I think it will probably take more thinking time than we have on a stream. So I think it's possibly I will go this session feetless.
You can do that.
Feetless. And I will figure it out later.
Feetless and fancy free, that's fine.
I don't think that's how that goes.
It's how it goes if we say it's how it goes.
It's
But I'm saying it doesn't.
paraphrasing. I still, like I said, I like the lucky feat because of the thematic qualities, because of the patron and everything. I like the idea that it's not just random luck, it's actually connected to something, and therefore could possibly go wrong at DM discretion.
What just happened?
Yeah.
Off my desk.
Oh, okay, all right.
But yes, I will get back to you on that one, and I'll just be feetless for now.
Okay, that works.
I've fixed everything else. It's just the feet that I'm stuck on.
Yes, God was calling because she wanted me to not place my umbrella on her desk.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's what umbrella
Yeah, that's just
stands
rude.
for.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's so far. Anywho.
She's not fussy. She's
But the
godly.
desk was right there.
It was.
It would make her desk wet.
Neither do your comic books go on my desk. And all the other stuff of yours that are on my desk.
Okay.
What? You brought it up. It's your fault.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat my mochi ice cream now.
Okay.
Marriage is beautiful.
This is the best thing.
Tune in to New to the Party to watch Life Adventures of Zed.
Yep. This is
Zed-splaining. Follow, guy.
so many reasons why, like, look, it is healthy for me. If left to my own devices, my ego would suffocate me and anything within a fairly wide radius of me.
It's why he's a teacher.
And her desk would be just like under a load of stuff.
All right. So, to get back into this, hang on.
Don't you effing dare. Don't.
Gotta regulate.
This is beautiful.
I have water.
Anywho. Oh, she does. She does
Rinse
too.
him.
No, all the electronic equipment is here.
Stop it!
Then you better not do anything wrong.
All right.
Rolled
Squirtle.
up the newspaper.
Knock that off.
If you hear the sound of my voice, let's do D&D.
Okay.
Woo!
All right.
Yay.
So, all the toads are off in the woods, in the woodises.
Ricky.
The fountain is still in the center of town. It is all... That was a very strange noise. Is still in the center of town, and it is all sorts of messed up. But it is there, and it is no longer full of mystical energies, but instead is full of water. It is now an actual well in the center of town.
Good. Is it clean water?
That's a question that has not been answered yet.
I'll drink it and tell you.
No. No.
Hang on, because we do need to.
Dysentery is bad, Bren.
We have to back up chronologically just a little bit. So, Metzi, when you guys got back to town, everything was going crazy, and you decided that your priority was to find the children and protect them, and you did so in the schoolhouse. Your time in there was fairly calm, actually. Lots of crazy nonsense was happening outside. What was happening inside was that the children were freaking out. They were uncertain of exactly what was going to happen. Everything was falling apart. There was a gigantic chasm through the middle of town. A number of kids weren't sure where their parents were or if their parents were still even alive. And so in that time, what would you generally have been trying to do you think?
Once I had made sure that the school was secure, I would be using any desks, chairs, furniture that we had available to make a small fort, which I would then have the children in. They would all be tucked up behind me, and they would be allowed to pet me, and I'd be purring to keep them calm and telling them stories.
Okay. Now,
Therapy cat.
at one point during all of the craziness, a wave of energy passed through the schoolroom. One of the children, not Ricky, not my brain
Lily?
just stopped. Thank you. Not Ricky, not Lily, but another child. I believe you have them all named.
I have a list of names.
So you can pick one. In fact, pick one now. Something happens to
Hank.
that person. Huh?
Hank.
Okay.
Hank.
How old is Hank?
Got him down as being 5.
Okay. Hank ends up getting brushed by this wave of mystical energy, and he suddenly grows to 3 times his size. So instead of being about a 2-foot tall person, he is a 6-foot tall 5-year-old.
Oh no. That's my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Try and keep him calm. Keep him with the other kids. Basically, try and make a game of it. Like, he's big now. He can do stuff. Like, pick up the other kids. They can sit on him. Just try and keep them in the space and calm.
So Hank looks around. He keeps looking at his arms, and then at one point he looks you in the eye and says, in a suddenly much deeper voice, "May I please go to the restroom?"
Yes.
Thank
I'll
you.
walk you there. And I'm staying with him. I make sure that Alice is in charge of the other kids, and I'm leaving my familiar, who is a snake, with her. And I'm going with Hank to make sure he doesn't do anything silly.
Okay.
Because it's a big shock.
Hank does do something a little silly. So you walk with him to the side of the schoolhouse that is not facing all of the kerfuffle. And he heads over to a bush, and then he turns to you and he says, "Please don't watch."
All right. I turn. Like a 45-degree angle, so he's still kind of in my peripheral, but
Okay.
I'm not looking at him.
In your side eye, you hear, you can't really see what he's doing, but you definitely hear him shout, "Yes!" And then nothing.
Hank! Is now the time?
And then Hank finishes his business. You hear him doing what he said he needed to do.
5 years old!
And then he
Come
comes
on.
back and he says, "Does this mean I'm a man now?"
You broke up, can you repeat that?
"Does this mean I'm a man now?"
No, it means you're tall now. Let's go back inside.
"Can I have a cookie?"
If we go back inside, sure.
"Okay." And Hank goes with you inside.
And I share out cookies with the rest of the children because sharing is caring.
And now you have a 6-foot tall 5-year-old who you get to explain his role in society to, which you do not have to do now, but will be a headache for you over time. I promise.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh.
Okay, so that is the adventures of Metzi and the school children. Beyond that, things are fairly calm. Inside the school building, it does rain snails at one point. Most of the kids are okay with this concept. Ricky runs around shoving them all into a bucket.
Yep.
Lily directs him in ordering them by size and color. The other kids all help out in sweeping or otherwise, like, placing them into one area. A couple of kids try to eat them because they've heard that you can eat snails.
I stopped that. I stopped that.
One kid looks at you and goes, "Eh,
No, spit it out. Open, spit.
bleh, bleh."
Thank you.
And
We don't eat live things.
and there you go. Eventually, the chaos and craziness outside stops. For what it's worth, since I know that you did watch the episode, all of the times where the extraordinarily deep voice was happening in the town, that you did hear. And at one point, one of the kids does ask you if you think Elswick will be okay.
Sorry, I missed that. If that was directed at me,
Okay.
You were breaking up a bit.
One of the kids does ask you if you think Elswick is going to be okay.
And I say, I don't know, but I hope he is.
Okay. All right. So everything calms down. We are chill. And that brings us current. So as it stands right now, the well is actually full of water. The abyss has closed up, but there is still a seam running through the entirety of town. And Elswick has landed on his back, I believe, just in front of the fountain, and is prostrate and unmoving.
I'm going to go to Elswick.
That's right. I remember. I was in slow motion running to him.
Yeah.
When we last left off.
So I'm going to... Let me see here. I'm going to delete our froggies because they are not there.
Bye, toads.
Bye.
I will see you later.
Don't kill Ricky's toads.
We're not gonna kill them.
There's Metzi. Bye-bye, Birdie.
For the sake of consistency, because I did say I dropped my shield there. Did Elswick land on my shield?
Elswick did land on your shield.
And broke it.
Probably.
He did not break the shield. Elswick is
Okay.
actually surprisingly light.
Elswick is
I'm always
broken, but
poking fun that Moogs is really good at getting his equipment broken.
Yes.
amazing at it.
Very talented.
So, you guys run over to Elswick. Okay. Brenly, what are you?
Medicine.
What are you doing, Brenly?
Checking out the well water.
Okay. Metzi, what are you doing?
If I'm sorry for the video loss, but my audio is breaking up.
Yeah.
So, if I'm joining them now, I will literally be looking at all of them and going, "What the hell happened? What's wrong with him? Why is there a
Well-
fountain? What did you
well,
do?"
There was a hole. I fell in it. Now there's not a hole, and everyone's fine.
You fell in a... Oh. And I just look at Finn. What the hell happened?
Gloria's trying to ask like 3 different questions at once. Like, how are the kids? You fell in a hole? Are you alive? Don't die.
I fell in
It's
the
like,
hole,
are
but
you-
I'm better now.
Are you alive, whole kids?
Finn, did you happen to hear that Metzi was asking you a question?
Oh, I thought she was asking the whole party.
No, I literally, after asking all of that and hearing friends, less than clear reply, I turn to Finn and just go, "What happened?"
Less
Yeah,
than
no,
clear.
It seems we've had a...
It was very
incident,
considerate.
if you recall that creature that lived, the lich, the wraithy thing, I don't recall his name at the moment.
Yes,
but-
I vaguely remember
Yeah.
that.
Yes, it seems he opened a chasm here in the town and was at the bottom of the chasm. Some, I don't know.
I went in it.
In the chasm, and then the fountain. You see the ring on top of the city hall. That used to be around the fountain, and Elswick was giving himself over to this undead thing, and the ring fell, and now here we are, and I'd like to check on Ellswick if I may.
Please do. Please. Oh.
And all the light turned into water. And now I want to drink it.
Don't drink the water.
And I'll roll a medicine check.
Okay. So let's see here. So we have a couple of different actions all happening at once. One of you is rolling a medicine check for Ellswick. One of you is drinking some water.
Oh, no.
I at least want to pick it up in my hands.
So Shakespeare, and I know that you are responding as your character, but do not forget your improv training. Yes, and
Yes.
Okay, so Brenly, you drink the water. I will get to you. I will tell you this: the water is very blue and very clear, and tastes extremely clean. Finn, I'm minimizing some stuff here. Finn, you rolled your medicine. A 5 is enough to tell you that Ellswick is, deeply fucked. But beyond that, not much.
Okay, I'd like to cure wounds on my friend Ellswick, if I may.
Ah, okay.
You can do that.
Rangers get that at a certain level, yeah.
Huh.
Right?
Okay, so do you know what to roll for that?
I do.
There we go.
So I did.
Okay, so he gets a little bit healed, and you can tell that like some of his wounds knit up a bit. His pulse returns to something that seems more normal, but he does not regain consciousness.
Okay. Perhaps we should move him into one of the buildings before anything else strange happens, before it starts raining. I don't know what.
Glory stands up. Okay, great. You do that. I point at Bren. Please don't drink that water. I can purify it tomorrow, but don't drink it now. And then I turn around and run tail towards the crushed building to check for survivors.
Okay. Nice. Hang on one sec here. Because what I'm looking up is something that I'm having a difficult time finding, and it is annoying me that I'm having a hard time finding it. Here it is. Campaign notes. So, Brenly, you drink the water. How many hit points do you currently have?
Oh, my.
I have 11.
Okay. Hang on one sec.
Max or right now?
Can I roll a perception
Currently.
to tell if I see what she's up to?
I mean, you can.
Well, I already drank it.
Yeah, you can
And I
see
wasn't
that
subtle.
Brenly is taking a drink of water. I mean, that's easy to
From the
see.
fountain.
Yes.
Okay, so
Oh.
that happens, and then
I don't know if I would drink that if I were you.
also
Too late.
that happens. Okay,
Way too
um,
late.
Brenly,
I
what
think
is
I'm dead.
what is your hair color?
Red?
Okay.
What was your hair color?
That's what I'm thinking.
All right, Brenly, you heal 4 hit points, and your hair is now bright purple.
That's amazing.
Friendly.
That's a good look for you.
What time of day is it right now?
Friendly.
What? I feel fine. Actually, I feel better than before.
Your hair is purple. I'm just looking around.
Cool. Does it suit me okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Glory kind of mutters to herself.
We should,
It's so weird.
we should move Elswick indoors. Brenly, give me a
She doesn't know.
hand
She
up.
thinks it's humans too.
Brenly, did you hear Finn there?
Yes. I'm gonna help him carry Elswick.
Okay. So you guys are working on that. By the way, and I will post this into chat, but the person who you were speaking to, the wraith, is named Zelen Vale, and I've just posted in chat there as well.
Oh, I was so off with the spelling. That really annoys me.
Well, it's also intentionally spelled slightly differently from what you might think it would be. Okay, so Glory, you get over to the smooshy smashed building, and notice that there is, luckily, as far as you can tell, there were no people inside. It was emptied, evacuated at the time. Likely because of its proximity to the abyss, anyone who was in it probably decided to not be in it anymore. And you can see what look like the remains of somebody's lunch that is now strewn about the floor underneath the smashed table, which is underneath the smashed roof from
Sorry,
the
Discord shit out of me.
Discord is
The
not...
last thing I heard you... It's being weird today. The last thing I heard you say was, I saw somebody's lunch. And then...
So you see the remains of somebody's lunch that are smashed and thrown about all over the floor underneath the smashed table, which is underneath the smashed bit of roof that fell on it. So it looks like somebody left in a fair hurry at some point. But no one is in there now.
Good. And then the remains of the ring is like there, or like collapsed, whatever.
Yeah, parts of the rings are gone. The claws, by the way, are still on the fountain, and I'm going to have to see what I can do about sort of redrawing that fountain. But since I didn't make that art asset, I don't know exactly how that'll go. But yeah, so the rings around the fountain are broken, smashed to pieces, inside of what was our glorious town hall.
What's the ring made out of? Can I like kick it and like?
Yeah. Let me see. What knowledge would that be? What knowledge would that be?
Metallurgy?
Well, right, but there isn't a metallurgy. That's not a thing.
General intelligence.
I'd say
Yeah, probably just an
nature,
intelligence
maybe,
check.
Nature?
because it's. I mean, metals are they're a natural occurrence, so maybe I don't know.
Not
I'm
natural.
gonna say-
natural perfect ring.
Go ahead and give me. Okay, your choice between the better of knowledge history or nature, whichever one you're better at.
-1 or -1. Okay.
Okay. An 8 will tell you that it is gold-plated some kind of rock. The rock on the inside is black. It breaks cleanly, and as you're examining it, you run your gloved hand across it, and when you pull away, you notice that you actually have cut a groove in the leather of your glove. So it's fairly sharp.
Make a mental note. Run back out towards Elswick and the rest. See if everyone else is okay.
So Finn and Brenly, you guys are you have hold of Elswick. Where are you taking him? City Hall is smashed.
Do we have any sort of medical, anything?
No, not yet. That was on the list,
Can
but it's not been built yet.
We have a tavern. That's pretty much it.
I think the
Two
tavern is
different
the.
directions.
Oh,
I think the tavern is one that I'm pinging right now.
let's take it.
I
believe
thought
so.
the tavern was the top one. I thought
Okay,
that
one of
was
those is the
City Hall.
We
I
can-
thought that was City Hall.
So City
and
Hall
That was the barracks.
City Hall was
The barracks is the one with the tower.
Okay, we're all confused. So last week we said that building was City Hall. So we're just gonna continue with what we said before, and that is City Hall.
Okay.
Okay, then this tiny one is the barracks then.
Okay, so that one's the barracks. That's fine. See, I thought the L-shaped building was the barracks.
That's the mercantile building.
I thought the L-shaped building was
Okay.
the mercantile.
So I thought that was this building. So what we have learned is that we need to label our buildings.
Hold on, I
They were
did.
labeled. The labels
I
have been
did.
away.
Where's I did write this down. Where have I written this down?
They're on a layer that if you unlock them, you can see what the labels we put them at. I think.
I have written this
Well, when
down.
I check the maps and
Okay.
background layer, I don't see anything. Maybe.
Okay, I have
DM
written this
no.
down. Are we all looking because I'm gonna ping?
Okay.
Well,
What I have written down from session 4 is this is housing.
Okay.
This is the tavern. This is City Hall. This is the merchants. This is lumber.
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
We put housing in the middle because it was defensible. Or
Okay.
defendable. We wanted to
Right.
defend it.
Now, Shakes, I hear you breaking up a lot. You're getting all robot-y.
No.
Well, so these kinds of technical difficulties do happen, but again, this is on top of the fact that Finn has crashed, Brenly has crashed, Moogs has crashed. You had to hop out for video issues, and now we're getting some audio issues. So, stream, I'm going to put it to you guys. Do you want us to continue limping along as we are, or are you willing to wait a moment while we figure out how to switch to Zoom and come back? So I know that there's a bit of a delay, so I will simply sit here and hum. But those of you...
We'll just take Zelwick Elswick to his quarters.
That works out just fine. So, Elswick, well, his quarters were in the now crushed City Hall.
Why don't
So,
we take him there?
Oh,
but,
I just followed them.
but the tavern is nearby and is open, and it sounded like you were maybe going to move there instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I vote that that's medical.
I mean,
Same thing.
yeah.
Let's take him upstairs at the tavern. We'll use one of the rooms above the tavern.
Okay.
Yes.
It has cures for what ails you.
Oh my God. All right, so you guys go into the tavern. Let me see. Do I have a generic tavern map? I do not. That is short-sighted on my part. I mean, I sort. Oh
D&D.
no! I sort of do. Hang on.
Are there any girls there?
If there are, what do you want to do with them?
Okay, yeah, good.
You're,
and treat them with respect.
that is the appropriate choice. All right, so you guys should be looking at
I'm
the
not mad about it.
Oh,
inside of a tavern now.
like a Center Parks.
It's really nice.
Stable and everything.
Yeah. So those are the other beds.
Leech, Brick, Finn, Glory, Metzi,
I'm bartender.
Brenly,
I am at the bar.
Elswick.
That's exactly where I want to be.
Yep.
What would you like?
No. We'll clear off this nice long table because Elswick is tall, and gently place him there.
Okay. So Elswick is lying on the table and is largely just incapable of coherent speech. What you actually hear right now, because he begins mumbling, and it seems like he's having some kind of like a nightmare or some sort of experience. And what he's saying is, well, actually, hang on. It occurs to me you might not know. Can you guys tell me? I just want to go quick around the circle rather than look at all of your sheets right now. And GMs out there, it is often useful to have this kind of information collected already. I am a bad GM sometimes. What languages do you guys speak? So, starting with Moogs.
Common, Infernal, Draconic, and Goblin.
Okay. Brenly.
Common, Orc, and Halfling.
Okay. Finn.
Goblin, Elven, Common.
And Metzi.
Common, Elvish.
Okay. Glory. You recognize what Elswick is saying. Everyone else hears.
Oh, great.
But Glory, what you hear is the power. There was so much power. I said yes. I said yes. Why? Why? Come back.
And I'm just going to gently bap him on the forehead and like, I say no. And I check his wrist to make sure it's not broken, his left wrist.
Okay.
Has he got something in his throat, or was that words?
He was speaking.
Maybe he ate one of.
He was just
Maybe
speaking
he
in
was so annoying.
gibberish. Doesn't make any sense.
Good
Can
guy.
I insight check that?
Yeah, can I
Yes,
insight that?
yes, you guys can
I wanna
insight that.
check that.
And so here's how this is going to work. I'm going to need Glory,
If
please.
you reacted to it, that's why I'm inciting it, not because I heard you say
Glory, make a deception check, thank you. And then Finn and Metzi, make your insight checks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally just gibberish.
something.
Bren
And mine
knows.
too.
Alright.
Cubit, no.
Bren can.
No, he's definitely hiding something. Absolutely. Or sorry,
But
she.
I trust Glory
she
with
is
my
hiding
life, so
something.
I don't say anything.
And Glory, just for confirmation, that's Infernal that he's speaking. Okay.
Is his wrist broken?
It's a little messed up. Yep.
Okay. I'll put some lay on hands on that for 5.
His wrist is now fine. It's better than ever. His arthritis is gone.
God, I wish I had that.
An impeccable violin vibrato.
So, by the
Yeah.
way, just a brief aside. The average human, or person, rather, the average being, never actually encounters divine healing. Most people still have to make do with medicine typical of the era in which this all is sort of generally supposed to occur. So, in some areas without a proper church, medicine still consists of leeches and humors and, draining of essences and such.
Oh, good lord.
Leech is good medicine.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Divine magic in many, many, many other places is extremely costly. So even if you're familiar with the concept of it, know that it's better than, making sure that you are balancing enough cumin with your oil pulling that you generally can't afford. I do, Throck. That you generally can't afford that kind of healing. So, when you divinely heal someone, you're really just like rocketing their immune system up to 10. So yeah, his wrist heals, and is looking pretty good. And
Back all nice and straight. Nothing else. Actually, may I make a medicine check to see if there's anything else injured about him?
yes, go ahead and make a medicine check.
Instead of just saying shit.
Okay. Interesting. So Ellswick, I mean, as far as you guys are aware, Ellswick is a human being. But a couple of things that you can put together. Ellswick is lighter than he ought to be for his height. And you notice that he is missing ribs that he ought to have.
It's Adam.
And that some of his...
That seems bad.
Like, some of his organs are working a little overtime. For example, his pulse, and you're fairly certain that, like, he's physically healthy at the moment. His pulse is very fast.
I didn't think he was human.
More organs does mean more human. So saith the Zin.
That episode was so fucked up. But
Dark Harvest, one of my
Yeah.
favorites. You have head pigeons. Go see the nurse.
yeah, just looking over Else being like, huh. I thought, huh.
What does hut mean?
What is it?
So, has anybody really looked at Ellswick? Because he's kind of
What do you mean?
weird.
How so? I look
He's a
closer.
weird guy. We're not
He's
exactly
very weird,
average.
yes. But I mean, he's super light. I mean, even you
Did
could lift
notice
him up.
when you
Notice
moved.
that.
But he wasn't very heavy.
Yeah, he's light and
He diets.
As
You know-
opposed to what? I'm pretty sure I'm lighter than you.
he's just very weird. And
I know he was behaving strangely, almost as if he was trying to go into the fountain.
yeah, there's that
If you
too.
remember, he fought us when we tried to free him.
A little bit, yeah.
I don't remember that.
You were in
And then I turned to Brent. Yeah, about that. Where the hell were you?
I fell down the hole. And then I talked to that big guy, Zellenvale, and then he was a liar, and then Leech saved me, and now I'm all better.
You
And I'm here.
talked to that thing in a hole.
Yeah.
Is there any more detail you could add to that story for us by any chance?
I kind of look over at Leech. Is that where you went?
Oh,
Is
sorry.
Leech there?
Yeah, Leech is here. Leech pops up from behind the bar. There's a clatter of glass bottles, and he initially has a "I didn't do anything wrong" face. And
And I believe him.
Or was it, what if it's
Is-
CB1 too?
What are you doing back there? Are there any of those flammable?
Yeah, all of them are flammable, actually.
Yeah,
Put
I
them
mean,
down.
most things are flammable if you want them to be. But so
He's
yeah,
not wrong.
I was in a ghost. I'm pretty sure it was weird.
Yeah, he like landed in its throat, and then the ghost was like hacking, and then I said, "Don't you eat my good Healy." Set him on fire and got out.
Yeah,
I'm just watching this, trying to take it all in, because this is just too far out there.
That's incredible. You even make
yeah,
the
but
dead
first,
sick.
like, he was talking to me, and he said that the Emperor is evil, and then he said something about fascism.
Sounds like
And-
more of what he said to us in the swamp.
Sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, more of that. But then he like showed me things, and then I was there, but I didn't have any arms, so I couldn't punch the bad guy.
Bren,
I kind of walk over to Poker Arms. Are you okay now?
Oh, I have arms now. Yeah, it's
fine.
fine. No, I think it was like a vision or something. He was showing me things that happened in the past, but they were fake. They were lies because he's a big fat liar. And so he said that if I wanted to escape, that I had to prove to him that I believed that our emperor was good. But then he was showing me not our emperor, and he was like the guy on the money, old kind of emperor, you know?
Take out the gold coin. Look.
No one in power
that
is
one,
good.
that guy.
What a stupid question.
Well, okay, aside, but he was showing me the wrong guy, and then he was showing me lies, and so he didn't change my mind. And then he said that he was still lying, and he wasn't going to let me out anyway, and then Leech saved me.
And I'm
Yeah.
just going to step behind the bar and pick up a bottle and just take a couple of drinks.
Just Laura's just kind of sit down, smiling, nodding.
Yeah, and that's what happened.
She shrugs. She shrugs.
As you guys are talking, Ellswick begins to spasm. Full body
No, stop that.
shaking.
I'm going to try to hold
Yeah.
him still. Or at
Okay.
least keep him from hurting himself.
Give me a... nah, he's in no condition to fight back. Yeah, you guys are... Yeah, you guys are able to hold him down, get him through it. His fit lasts for about 2 minutes, and then dies down and then stops.
Glory, is it possible he was in contact with the wraith? Is there anything you can do with your divine, whatever that all is, that you could help him?
Yeah. Okay, so about that, my abilities are more for, the... And not so much the...
I think I know what you're saying.
Yes, exactly.
So, I point over to Leech. Leech, can you take a look at him? Maybe... Look for an inspiration or something?
Oh, man! I mean, yeah, I can take a look at him, but I don't... Okay. Can you guys help me get his clothes off?
Do we have
Um,
to?
Is that necessary?
It's a medical examination. Haven't you guys been to a doctor?
No.
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 And actually, entirely appropriate responses from all of you. Okay, so, I need to... He doesn't say like. Leech doesn't say like.
He's been hanging out with Brenly too much.
Yeah. Okay, so I need to see him. I've got a... hang on. I've got a... What do you call it? A stethoscope? Hold on. And he goes, searching around in his bags, and you hear audible squishing from a couple of them. And eventually, from what looks like a fairly clean bag, his least meaty pouch, he pulls he pulls out
A fantasy stethoscope?
yeah, it's instead of the sort of rubbery hose, it's leather. One end of it is a gold medallion that's sort of tied onto this thing, and then the other part has these buds that end in little mushroom caps, and he puts them in his ear, the little mushroom cap buds, and he walks over to Ellswick and he starts unbuttoning his shirt, and he opens up the shirt and then he stops.
Brenly turns away.
And he says, "Hey guys,
I'll help him. I'll help him with what he's doing.
don't touch!
I'm just peering over his shoulder. All
Don't
over his head. He's short.
don't touch him. Just hang on.
What is it?
Do
What
you-
is it, Lee?
I actually need all of you to look at this.
Have you cleaned your hands?
No, but I'm not going any further until one of you guys can tell me what this is."
I look over.
And I
So-
look over.
So Leech is actually standing on the table next to him because he is that short. And so he's pointing down at Elswick's chest, which is now bare for everyone to see, and all over his torso are carvings that, based on languages you guys told me, Glory, you're again the only one who will recognize these. Half are, you said, remind me again real fast the languages that you speak.
Infernal, Draconic, Goblin, Common.
Okay. You are only getting about half of what is on here. So there are at least 2 distinct languages, one of which is Infernal. There are a series of circular diagrams with odd lines and arrows pointing to them. The lines and arrows often point to like pieces of text, almost written as if they're footnotes or postscript. But the parts that are written are in Infernal, and you're not getting too much of this. I actually need you to make an intelligence check. I know that's our weak spot. Hey, seems to be a legal document of some kind written in his skin, scarred into it.
I want to like touch it a little bit. Like, is it like scar tissue, like carved into him?
Do you touch it?
If she
I
tries,
did.
I will try and catch her arm. If she tries,
Okay,
if anyone
that's
tries
fair,
to
because,
do it, I will
yeah.
try.
Stop her.
Yeah.
The way that Brenly investigates things, she's very tactile. So, like tactile. She wants to like touch it.
So
Metzi is paranoid and full of self-preservation.
So Metzi, well, hang on. So Brenly, what is your dexterity?
It's not bad.
Sorry, I was doing this. My dexterity is only 11.
Okay. That works for my purposes. So Shakespeare, make a reflex save, beat 11.
And I will say, like, she probably wasn't like jabbing her
Is
hand
that
at
a
him.
is that a dex save then?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, reflex is an old word, yeah.
There we
Someone's in
go.
Pathfinder mode.
All right, yeah. So you grab Brenly's hand.
Oh,
No.
why? What? I just wanted to touch it.
Yeah, and we don't go around touching people without their permission unless we are medical professionals. And also, it's clearly something ooky, and we don't want to make it mad. Okay? No. Just push her arm back towards her side.
Metzi, I'd like an intelligence check from you as well.
Okay.
Since you just said ookie.
That's unfortunately that's a Shakespeare word. All right, sorry.
You've been spending a lot of time with the children.
It's
I was
also
gonna say.
it's also an Addams Family word.
Oh.
Yeah. So just a straight intelligence check.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, you have
We
a
are
smile.
rocking today. Now that you're
watched for now.
closer, you don't understand what anything on him says, but you have seen this kind of thing before.
Glory's going to translate what
Do
she
I
can read
remember
to everyone
where?
else.
Vaguely, in a somewhat repressed memory of a time you'd rather forget, towards the beginning of your career as what you are now. And I'm being purposely vague.
I got that bit. Oh.
Do you think you're picking up what I'm putting down, though?
I'm trying, but it's very late.
Okay.
Sorry.
You made an agreement at one point.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember that.
That agreement was binding.
Yes.
This is how it was bound.
Ah. Okay. And I back up from the table a little bit.
What is it?
I'm still holding Metzi's hand.
This is not good. This is bad.
What is it?
How bad?
You said he was trying to sacrifice himself.
Something
And
like
that thing This is the... He's made a deal. This is not good.
A deal with whom? That
Presumably that thing. Because
Was it a
what
good
else
deal?
could it be? No deals are good. Deals come with prices.
Not this kind of deal, friendly.
Oh.
Hmm.
Why would he do that?
Why does anyone do anything? Presumably he wanted something and this is how he got it. It will not end well.
Sounds to me as if he was seduced. By whatever
He
that
wanted
veil
power.
Seduced, intimidated, desperate. It doesn't matter why. It matters that it's binding.
Well, that
You
might
don't
matter
get out
why
of things
the
like
rest of
these.
us wish to avoid the same fate.
But just say no.
Don't do drugs, kids.
He killed Chase.
Okay, I'm fine.
All right. Yeah, Glory. Now that you have a clear idea of what you're looking at, well, I presume you have a slightly clearer idea anyway, given the context clues.
You're being very generous with Glory's intelligence.
Yeah, well, you rolled well.
Yeah.
So you can make a presumption about the other language there. So if half of it is infernal, the other half seems to be diametrically opposed.
What is celestial? Is that what it's?
That is a language.
Yeah, it is.
And something else, actually, Finn, make a nature check for me. This feels a little odd, but yeah, nature. Okay.
Nice.
Rolls.
Finn, you've seen a lot of pretty strange things in your time in the wilds. And one thing that you've gotten pretty good at, just, like, not intentionally, just over time, is judging the age of a wound. You can tell when you're, say, stalking a bear that's been harassing a town over a range of, tens of miles. You can tell by, like, the scarification and the way the fur might grow or not grow over it, roughly how long ago a thing was injured. Half of this is fresh-ish. Half of this is old.
For what it's worth, the wounds are strange. Some of them are fresh. I indicate which one. And some of them are been on his body for some time without touching, but I indicate which ones are fresh, which ones are not. Are they in different languages as to the freshness? As I thump the melon?
So, Glory, the answer for you is yes. The ones that you can read are fresh.
Shit.
So he's made two, and I'm just going to start hyperventilating.
What is
That
it?
explains a lot. Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you remember when we were traveling here, how we would sometimes ride for like hours and hours and hours and hours? There was like one day we rode for like 17 hours. How he would touch the horses and be like, "You're great," like that.
Vaguely, yes. I always thought those would be a bit odd.
That did not seem like a magical power. Maybe.
Yeah,
This
he
isn't
did
the-
weird magic. Yes.
Leech, still standing over him, looks at Brenly and says, I don't think I can operate.
I don't think you should. Don't touch that.
Don't either.
Betsy says it's ooky.
I'll
Leech is ooky. Get down from there.
Yeah, okay, alright.
Yep.
I'll help
Yeah,
you.
put a shut it on.
Which you might find to be odd, given that my favorite enemy is goblins, and the joy I like in killing goblins.
Not
But
this
you
one.
like this
But
one.
it seems I've bonded somehow with this one.
Good.
I've noted a certain muted enmity. You want a drink?
I think we could all benefit from a drink, yes.
Good.
Why don't you see to that, Leech?
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Oh
friend.
God, wait, you're making Leech mix the drinks?
They're all gonna be on fire!
Yeah! Brenly's really into that.
Glory's gonna pinch the bridge of her nose and walk away.
Using Leech, using elements from behind the bar, please.
Ow!
Nothing from any of your meat bags.
Oh,
Save those for a celebratory day.
okay.
I'm just gonna
No,
walk
no.
over.
Sad drink.
I don't
I'm
wanna
just
know
gonna
what else
walk over
dripping
to
out
the
of those
bar,
bags.
hop over the bar, and just grab a bottle of something. And I'm just like, this is mine.
I don't have purified food and drink learned today. Please don't do anything dangerous.
And I start glugging from the bottle.
Brenly's still with you.
At the word glugging, Metzi, give me a Constitution check.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Roll for drunk.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Save. Constitution save.
Save. Okay.
Okay, you're fine.
I'm pretty big.
Yeah.
I'm not. I want some.
Get your own. And let go of my hand.
She does, but it's sad.
All right. Okay.
Sorry, what do you know of this?
Glory.
Yeah.
Finn asked
You
you a
do.
question.
What do you know
Oh,
of this?
sorry.
And I kind of point to the runes. In my mind, they're runes or some kind of scribblings. You know, I don't know what the heck it is. What do you make of
Oh.
this?
Glory translates what she can read to everyone, so it's like a contract.
See? Told you. Bad, bad. So bad. So very bad. Glug, 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 glug.
What language is that?
Well, that one points at the fresh wounds. That's an infernal. I know because the other one, I suspect. Would I be able to recognize Celestial, if not read it? Can I make a check for that?
Religion.
Yeah.
Would I be able to recognize it?
Uh,
But not read?
I would also accept history. The better of religion or history.
No.
So
We drinking.
the both of you think maybe, but you'd need to see it. Maybe if you could find a book with an example, you could compare the two. But neither of you is totally certain.
Glory shrugs.
This is bad. This is bad.
All right.
You guys, our mayor is weird.
We are out of our depth. So out of our depth.
Hey, Finn.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
What is Joy? He ran off with a bunch of villagers before we got to town.
Yes, I should probably see about that. They refused to come back until things were well in hand.
Yeah,
Smart
I think
people.
I was so taken with Elswick and everything. Perhaps I should set off and find them and bring them back.
that would be great. Thank you.
Okay. So we have an action for Finn. Anyone else?
Glory's gonna take. Well, Leech, could you direct him back up, please? There's nothing we can do. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
No. What if he touches those things?
Oh yeah. I don't want to go poof.
It's only
Yeah,
a beach.
no. Just leave him. He's fine. Throw a blanket on him.
Okay, I was gonna say we should move him to a bed, maybe. This is more comfortable than a bar table.
I'm
He's unconscious.
really
He
not
doesn't know
worried
what
about his
comfortable is.
comfort right now with that stuff on his chest.
Fair enough.
I wanna
Brenly
know
wants to
what the-
fit in with Metzi, so she's drinking too.
I want to know what the hell he was thinking.
Brenly, give me a con save.
You're a lot smaller than I am, chicken.
When Finn
Call me
comes
chicken.
back, I've got his next
That was
action
Shakespeare.
ready.
That was Shakespeare.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Jeez.
And apparently, it does not matter.
Woo!
Con
Betsy
drinking
isn't
now.
even paying attention to the fact Brenly is next to him. He is literally just staring at Elswick and just occasionally drinking.
Otherwise, Glory's gonna just plop down one of the chairs and start kicking out shrapnel from her chainmail.
Finn!
Did someone just leave?
No,
The dog had to be let out.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
okay.
me. My dog wanted.
Sorry.
You have not
Go
been
outside.
been transported to hell, guys. I'm just moving maps. I have to
remember this place.
like leapfrog stuff. Although actually I'm just gonna move this one over. I think that'll be better in the long run.
As long as you don't teleport to hell.
I've
Again.
been there. It was pretty
You
boring.
could. Okay.
It was boring.
So just transferring back out, I'm just going to put all the tokens inside there. Finn, you open the door to step outside to go get the rest of the people, yes?
Yes.
Okay. When you open the door, one of you look out over the town and you can see that people are beginning to come out and assess the damage. We don't have all the little like huts and smaller houses and things like that on our map, but there are plenty of them. People
Sure.
do live places in this town.
Yes.
So they're coming out, they're checking things over. You happen to glance over at the well, and I need a perception. Pretty low bar, but oh my good golly, what a
We do okay?
that's yeah.
You can
What do you
see through
see with your
Overachiever.
special eyes?
It was
my brand.
my brand.
I
Um,
see.
God, we're the worst.
Shout out to the Saturday Gaming. Okay, so you look over at the fountain and you see that someone else. So a number of people are surrounding it and touching it and looking at it. Someone is swirling a finger in the water, but someone else is.
I'm gonna yell.
Well, hang on.
Okay.
Someone else is holding on to part of the side rather desperately as their feet have begun to hover over the ground and they are gaining in height.
Don't drink the water. Stop what you're doing.
The rest of you in the bar hear Finn and see Finn yelling and shouting that at someone.
And I'm heading to the fountain.
Okay? Go ahead and move yourself.
I'm gonna run after him,
Slowly getting up. What now?
muttering viciously,
Stepping outside.
bottle still in hand.
Priorities.
Did you
Um,
drink the water?
Yes! Yeah, I did! I did!
No one
How
else drink any of the
stupid
water,
are you?
please. I
How?
don't know what is in it.
Can change your hair color. It's kind of cool.
Or it could do other things we don't know about. So maybe don't drink the mysterious liquid you don't know what it is.
The man's feet are now higher than his head.
He's levitating.
Upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's holding onto the fountain.
Is
I'm
my
gonna walk
lasso
over
still
and just
nearby?
grab his leg.
He's having a hard time holding on. His leg is actually higher up in the air than you can
Yeah,
easily reach.
I'm gonna kind of get around his, his chest. So that
Okay.
he can't get away. Please, someone help me secure him so that he does not, whatever, float away.
Ah! Help me!
What's happening?
I help.
I Yeah, I grab the nearest thing I can at my height. Within reason.
Help! Help! He's starting to float a bit harder now. Metzi, you are tall but not super heavy.
I'm strong. Does that help?
Yeah, okay, so give me... Okay, you're all helping. So go ahead, Brenly, give me a strength check with advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first roll was not great. The second roll is okay. Okay, so you're able to hold on to him, but like it's a little rough going there every so often, at a couple of different points, because like you can feel a couple of times where like he's thrashing out of fear, and you suddenly are on your tiptoes and not certain that you're going to be able to like stand properly. That happens a couple of times.
Be still so we can hold you.
I can't. I mean, okay, I'll stop.
Please stop floating. Come down, please.
He's not stopping floating. It's not ending. What do you do?
Perhaps we could tie him or something to something heavy.
Like a man balloon.
A man balloon.
Yeah, then you can carry it.
Is my lasso still nearby?
Yeah.
I've
Gotta
got
drop it.
rope.
And Metzi also has rope. Brenly, move yourself over towards the fountain.
Oh, right.
Come join us.
Where am I? There I am.
Yes, we all float down here.
God damn it.
Okay, Metzi, you tie him up.
Yep.
Okay. Congratulations, you are now the proud temporary owner of a floating human being.
And I'm gonna stick a javelin in the ground and tie the rope to it because I don't want a human balloon.
Okay.
I do.
Can we
not
make sure
that
he's
kid
not-
at the fair. I don't
Can we
like
make sure he's
balloons.
not floating above the fountain? Just kind of pull him back a bit. Does that help?
Well, I figured strong people would pull the rope down as far as they possibly could before tying it off.
So you pull him a bit away from the fountain, and you find that he's not floating only over the fountain. He's floating, and it's definitely hitting him stronger now. His feet, like he's basically vertical, upside down.
I want to try to take off his shoes.
You would have to climb him to reach them.
Like we can't pull him down.
Well, so here's the thing. A stiff wind blows, and he is pulled a bit in it.
Okay. Hey, kick off your shoes.
Why?
Are they what got wet?
No, I drank the water.
Oh.
And how stupid was that?
I don't know, it cleared my asthma.
Yes, but
Don't
you're gonna
anyone else
black.
drink any of the water, please. And tell your children.
Everyone else around the fountain nods in understanding, and someone runs away towards the lumber house.
And I just shout, and if any of the children come near the fountain, there will be no more cookies.
Could they see that from the school?
Sticky Ricky was sneaking towards the fountain. He stands up straight, starts whistling, puts his hands in his pockets, and walks back toward the school.
I
God
see
damn it,
you,
Ricky.
Ricky.
You guys are currently the owner of a Maloon.
Maloon! That's his name now forever. I don't know who he was, but now he's Maloon.
A man loon.
And apparently Shakespeare is in a squeaking fit, which is awesome.
Okay. But, so we have it tied off to like a javelin?
Yeah, he's tied off on a javelin, and he will look at you guys in turn and say, I'd feel better if I were inside.
Yeah, somebody
That makes
take him
sense.
indoors, please.
Okay, I want to like
How
wrap
about
it
Brick?
around
Brick is
myself.
heavy.
Oh,
Brick is still in the tavern, as far as you guys are aware.
How about someone go get Brick? Brick is heavy.
I'll stay with Maloon.
I'll go to retrieve Brick. I dash off.
Okay.
Brick, come quickly. We need you.
Okay.
Glory's gonna sit down next to the fountain, resume picking out shrapnel, and make sure no one else drinks the water.
Okay. Brick
I'll bring Brick out to the situation.
Brick
Brick,
galumps
we need
his
your help,
way
good man.
after you. Good man?
Well, it's a figure of speech, of course.
Maloon.
Figure?
Brick.
Come with me, Brick.
Okay. And Brick follows you. And then he looks at the person and he says, "Man upside down!"
Well done.
He's
How many men are there?
points.
Counting.
One floaty man!
Well done. Well
Brick,
done.
we need
Brick.
you to bring him inside the tavern, if you would, please. Friendly,
I'm so
perhaps you
proud
could
of
give
him.
The rope.
Okay! And Brick takes the rope and for...
Tie the rope to his wrist. Do not
That's
just
what I
let
was
him
just
hold
about to
it.
say.
Okay.
Or like
Remember,
like
Brick.
a belt or something.
Oh, my God.
Gentle. Gentle, like with the flowers.
Yay! He says this is shaking the guy.
Shaking.
Yes.
No shaking. No shaking.
And the townsperson just is going, whoa!
Brick, gentle, like with the flowers. Gentle.
Okay.
Well, that's less fun.
Quiet, Bren. Thank you, Brick.
Well,
Please take him inside.
welcome, cat boy. And he walks in. Cat
Thank
man.
you, Brick.
Cat
Thank you, Brick.
person.
Metzi is fine.
Metsy.
Cowboy.
Well done.
Brick have emotional growth today.
I'm going to go find Joey and the others.
Okay.
I
Brick
dash off.
Brick gets the guy inside, and then almost immediately upon walking back into the tavern, rips the rope and lets go of the balloon man.
I jump and grab it.
Reflex save.
Okay,
Dex.
which is
Dex
dexterity.
save.
Oh, that's not.
Yes, sorry, Dex.
Hey!
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
You managed to catch it, but you catch it just as his feet touch the ceiling, and then you pull him back.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Brick, will you help me put this rope somewhere safe?
Okay.
Will you pull it gently
Brick
down for me?
starts chewing on the rope and swallowing pieces of it.
Nope. Brick. Will you pull it down?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Can we get him onto some furniture or something more comfortable?
so
This poor man.
he's just stuck.
He's gonna black out from the blood running to
I
his
know,
head
I'm thinking
any
that.
minute now.
He's upside down, but otherwise he seems 100% fine. His
Yeah.
face is not turning red. He doesn't seem to be showing many signs of queasiness aside from just the queasiness of being upside down.
And shaking.
Yep, and being shaken. But otherwise seems fine, I guess. Okay, Finn. You go out into the woods, and it's pretty easy to tell where everybody is. Corsair, a random townsperson who has drunk the water from the well that is now in the center of town, is ass up floating, and they're trying to help him out.
He's ascending into heaven.
You're fired.
Hey, that's my mum's favorite joke. Come on.
Finn. So you are. It is. Well, give me a survival roll.
Survival? Yeah.
Yep. Very
Jeez.
easy to track these people. They left a pretty obvious trail.
Sure.
It does not take you very long before you figure out roughly where they are, and you're able, just by following the trail that they left behind, to find a group of people just sort of milling about, staring back towards the town. How do you approach them?
I'll just walk into their midst. Do they have a fire going? Is it nighttime? What time of day is it?
So that's a good question. It is very early morning.
Okay.
Like the sun is just coming out.
Okay. I'll just kind of appear in their midst. I'm gonna kind of stealthily get there.
Okay. Give me
Jesus.
a Jesus. Yeah. Okay.
Just pop out of there and be like jazz hands. Hey guys!
And like right at the point at the
It'll look a lot
campfire.
like I just manifest right in the midst of them. I'm gonna come out of the thicket and poof, there I am.
Reverse Homer Simpson Bush.
The
So
call was
when-
coming from inside the
when you come
hut.
when you come out of nowhere, the people who are there, no one really freaks out. And the two boys who are I forgot their names again.
And Joey.
Thank
Joey
you.
and
Aaron
Mara.
and Joey.
The two boys are there, and they go, "Oh, hey!" And they snap off crappy salutes, but
no,
salutes
no.
just the
I love
same.
these boys.
Please.
Uh,
Hello, how is everyone? Is everyone here? Everyone who came, I should say.
Yeah, everyone we left with is still here. I don't think we lost it. Did we lose anybody?
Easy, easy.
And you hear a chorus of nope, I'm here.
Please raise your hand if you're not here.
No one raises
Everything
their
is
hand.
Under control back in the village. I think you should come back home now.
But is it?
No more light. The crack has mended itself. The city hall has taken some damage from an incident, but the
Some
strength is
damage.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll go back.
Has everything been all right out here? What have you been up to?
Waiting.
I see.
We saw the fireworks though.
Ah, yes. Indeed. Exciting stuff. Well then, let us move along to town.
Okay.
Have you seen the giant frogs?
All right.
Yeah, Ricky will be looking for them.
Hmm.
We're all looking.
That's why I want to find them.
Yeah.
Yes.
They still belong to Ricky.
The people start heading back
Lightning.
towards the town.
I'll bring up the rear. I'll let Aaron and Joey lead, and I'll make sure that nobody wanders off on our way back.
All right.
I'm just prowling around the fountain, making sure no one else is drinking from the sodding thing.
Good. You too.
At the moment, no one is. No one dare defy you when you are focused and determined.
And have a bottle in my hand.
Yeah.
And drinking.
Yep. Oh, I'm very sorry about that. Today was my first day back for actual work.
Welcome home.
Yeah. Okay, so you find them, you convince them, they all start trudging back.
Trudge.
Thank you,
Who
Chaucer.
trudge?
You guys have gotten things mostly under control. The townspeople are out now. The repair efforts are underway. Every once in a while, yokel number one will like sneeze or doze off or otherwise react, and he'll like have to catch himself. The spear makes it easier, Although he does at one point miss the spear, but thankfully the line itself holds, and he's able to pull his way back down towards the ground.
Have I spoken to Hank's parents yet?
Bradley really wants to see what happens and
no,
how
you have
high
not.
Maloon will go.
Okay. And quick question, is Hank a giant 5-year-old now, or is it big, where he's a 5-year-old in a grown body? Because when you said grew 3 times in size, I thought it was just giant baby. But if
Me
he's
too.
actually in a grown man's body, that's a different problem.
Okay, no, it's definitely not a big situation. He is a very tall copy of what he was before.
Okay, that's not as
So,
bad.
no, that's terrifying.
Are we sure? That's worse. That's worse.
That's
That's-
not as bad.
that's pretty fun.
That's not as bad. That just means he's
That's
big.
giant
it doesn't mean that
5-year-old.
he is
That's
aged.
giant,
That's basically
terrifying.
Brick. That's the situation we have with Brick.
Okay,
This
But-
is just human or halfling. I don't know. Something.
Welcome, Stay Puffed. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, you have
that one.
a 6-foot tall kindergartner, and a man who is floating and not holding on all that well.
But at least now, if he floats away, he'll just be on the ceiling.
Or in the atmosphere.
Well, he's inside.
Okay.
At one point during repairs, I want to flag down one of the blacksmiths or the apprentice. Like, hey, you said you needed some metal? Well, if you go into what it used to be town hall, there's some stuff you might be able to use. I don't know what it is.
Some stuff.
Okay.
I don't know what it was.
Thank you for the tip.
Oh, thank you.
Whoa. The town is coming back together. They're pretty used to having to put things back together after a terrifying, catastrophic event. So within pretty record time, most of the tents and cabins are back up and at the very least weatherproof, if not super comfortable as they used to be. Okay.
I think while that's going on,
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Okay, yes.
I think while that's going on, Aaron and Joey and I are just going to go through town, around the perimeter, just make sure nothing else really freaky happens
Okay.
to the town during all of that.
Good call. Going around the border of the town, you encounter something that I will discuss in just a moment. It is just about going on 8 o'clock, and I'm going to pause the stream for just a moment while I run to the restroom real quick. So, we will be right back, and then you will find out exactly what it is that Finn finds on his circuitous path around the town. Stick with us, and back in a mo.
Meant.
And so we are coming back on now.
Real here, by the way.
We are. All right. So thank you very
Yes.
much for your patience. We need to take that break, and I have decided that because it is so hot and muggy, because even though it needs to rain and has been thundering and lightninging,
Very, very frightening.
yes. Galileo.
Galileo.
So today is a two popsicle day, and
Oh.
and hopefully I won't get us banned for me eating a popsicle on stream.
Lord.
Then do it.
Ew.
I can't unsee. I just be over here poking out my mind's eye.
I'm too young for this.
Well, you gotta grow up sometime. Arr.
Never. I'm almost 30 and it hasn't happened yet. I'll make it. You can't
Sorry.
make